Hey, what's up? Serpentine here, taking a look at the multiplayer shooter Nosgoth, developed by Psyonix, who have actually assisted in quite a lot of games creation like XCOM Enemy Unknown, Mass Effect 3 and Gears of War as Unreal Engine experts. Games that they have solely developed include Rocket League and Ark Squadron. Nosgoth is set in the Legacy of Kain universe and has the two factions, humans and vampires, battling it out during the Human Rebellion. The two factions available play very differently, with humans relying on ranged weapons against the vampires' up close and personal combat style. Each character in the separate factions also play differently and almost fit into certain roles. For example, the Scout acts as a long-range sniper class, while the Prophet acts as a short-range mage. Similarly, on the vampire side, the Tyrant acts as the tank and the Deceiver acts as a stealth backstabbing class. There are currently 4 different characters for each faction, with one more character being worked on for each: the Shield Bearer for humans and the Summoner for vampires. With all these different playstyles, it'll be hard not to find a character that you like playing. And once you do find your favorite character, you can start customizing them with new weapons and ability sets. Each character in the game has 3 attacks or abilities, with humans having one of the 3 slots taken up with their weapon as their default attack. These abilities and weapons can be changed with alternatives that can cater to different playstyles. For example, if you don't want to get up and close as the Glass Cannon Sentinel, you can change out your Aerial Dive for a throwable bomb that deals a little bit less damage. As for weapon alternatives, they usually have one stat boosted in exchange for another lowered. So say this particular weapon has more damage, but it also fires lower than this other weapon. While you can purchase these abilities and weapons, you can also receive mysterious weapons and abilities as random drops while playing. These mysterious items have added bonus stats like faster move speed and shorter reload times. They come in 3 different rarities, with each higher tier adding one more set of bonuses. Character movement is fairly typical, but does have some oddities here and there. Instead of being able to jump, you instead dodge roll as both classes. Crouch is also disabled, and for a game like this is somewhat odd, as sometimes you need to get slightly lower to get off your shot, or to hide behind something to get away from enemy fire. Sprint is still in there though, and for vampires it also acts as a way to climb up walls. With the climbable walls though does come sticky walls, and by that I mean you can be sprinting down a alleyway and suddenly jump up onto the wall. A minor annoyance that can be somewhat avoided if you're careful enough, or by just not sprinting. The game currently has 2 game modes, with one of them being an experimental beta mode. The main game mode is a simple team deathmatch where each team takes turns playing as humans and vampires, with each half's scores tallied together to determine the overall winners. The game mode currently in testing, called Flashpoint, is basically a capture the point mode with a couple of slight changes. Only humans can capture points, with only 2 points being capturable of the 6 at any given time. The 2 game modes play fairly similarly, and is probably the largest part of the game that needs some work. Game mode alternatives are going to be hard to come by, however, due to humans having to stick together to beat any competition to vampires. The maps currently in the game are all vastly different, going from sea docks to inner city palaces, with very little asset reuse, and all maps having memorable landmarks. The art in the game is fantastic too, especially for a free-to-play game. Speaking of free-to-play, let's now take a look at the free-to-play model behind the game. Starting on a brand new account, you will only have access to 2 characters from each faction. You'll be able to unlock the others by receiving special gems from reaching milestone account levels at 5, 10, 15 and 20. As for character skins, they are only unlocked via the premium currency and cost around $7 to $12 each. They haven't gone too crazy with these skins either, sticking close to the game's lore. For weapons and abilities, they can both be bought with the in-game currency and the premium currency. It takes about 12 games to be able to unlock something permanently, or only 2 games to unlock something for a day with the in-game currency accumulation. Due to the small lineup of characters, Psyonix has also made character packs available to buy that contain that character's 4 skins, all of that character's abilities and weapons, and a special banner used while in the lobby, all for $50, which is a little pricey considering you'll probably only be using your favourite abilities, weapons and skin, but it's nice to have nonetheless. Nosgoth is a fun melee vs ranged combat game that caters to a range of different playstyles with its lineup of unique characters and abilities. The game does still need an alternate game mode, with the Flashpoint mode not being that different from the Team Deathmatch mode, but the maps however are all unique and high quality, keeping things fresh. I would also like to see some sort of competitive matchmaking or leaderboards for those of us that like to be a little bit more competitive in these types of games. There are still some issues with servers syncing data and connecting to your Steam account, but hopefully that all sorts itself out before the game's official release. That's been my player preview for Nosgoth. The game is currently in open beta and available to play now via Steam. If you want to find out more about the game, check out the links below. And if you want to see more of the game, check out twitch.tv/serpentine19 this weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.